Welcome. That's not a game. Season 2, Week 6. I got a special treat for you this episode. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Let's just. There's no games. I'll just break it to you early. I don't think there's been a game all year. Has there no games? There's been no reason to watch college football so far this year. All right. Let me roll down some games that aren't games that are happening this weekend. You got Auburn at Ole Miss, not a game. Ole Miss not a team. Auburn's not a team. I think maybe I'm thinking 7-8% chance that Auburn's actually a team. I'm gonna talk a little bit about some individual teams towards the end of the video, but yeah, Auburn Ole Miss not a game. You got Georgia Vanderbilt. Georgia could be a team. Like they're playing pretty well, doing pretty well. The only one of the SEC reboots the past few years that might actually be paying off. All the rest were a step backwards. But Vanderbilt, I don't know. They show up every week. They're like the Rutgers of the SEC. Not a game. And Vanderbilt's certainly nowhere near a team. So yeah, it just disqualifies it. You got Miami against Florida State. No. No, Florida State's not a team. Did you see Jimbo Fisher at the end of the game last week? Like, I think he was about done coaching. Like, he's got such not a team that I think he's about done coaching because it's not a team. He realizes it. You got LSU against Florida. You know, certainly. I mean, no, not a game. LSU is like they lost to Troy. So Florida. Here's what I need you to do. I know there's some Florida fans. You got to settle down because when you win this game, which you're probably you better win this game or like it's over. When you win this game and you go to 4-1, and then you start to feel a little bit of hope that like maybe you're a team. Like no, remember you just beat LSU that lost to Troy. So. Yeah, even though you're probably gonna be 4-1 and you just beat LSU, yeah, no, not a team, not a game. Ohio State, Maryland, nope. You know, every Ohio State fan thinks every game is a game, and this one is not a game. Not a game. Yes, Maryland's 3-1, but Maryland has never, ever, ever been a team. So yeah, certainly not a team, not a game. Alabama against Texas A&M. I'm gonna stop for a second right here. This traditionally you would think like this could be a game 4-1 Texas A&M against 5-0 Alabama. The SEC compared to what they were a few years ago, they're like horrible. I mean, it's like look, let's let me break down the SEC for you. You got Florida. No, they're not a team right now, and the chances are that they are a team are pretty slim. Probably even lower than Auburn. 5% chance Florida's actually a team. You got Georgia 5-0. You know they might be a team. 25% chance they're a team, but yeah, they're not a team. And the rest of the East is like Kentucky, nope. South Carolina, nope. Tennessee, nope. Vanderbilt, nope. Missouri, nope. And like that whole thing, like that's not even a conference right there. That's pitiful. And then you got the West. You got Alabama. Probably a team, but it's Alabama. Like, forget it. Auburn, again, 7-8% chance they're a team, but probably not a team. Texas A&M, nope, not a team. Mississippi State, nope. LSU, nope. Arkansas, nope. Ole Miss, nope. And again, that top to bottom is quite frankly not a conference. I don't know. It's you got Alabama. And then nobody else really, with any kind of a prayer of being a team. One might be able to squeak in there, but the SEC they're in trouble. I got to be honest with you. SEC is just not pretty. So do the same thing you got the Big Ten. All right, you got the Big Ten. You got Penn State. To me, Penn State's probably a little bit ahead of Georgia, so probably a team. 50, 60% chance they're a team. Ohio State, I don't know. Ohio State's like maybe 40% chance they're a team. That's too aggressive because that's given their past history. They're probably going to lose one of the games coming down the road. There'll be 2 losses. That's not a team. I got to drop that down. Ohio State, 25% chance you're a team, and even that sounds generous now that I'm saying it out loud. Michigan, I don't know. As much as I kind of like the Harbaugh thing, I mean it's fun to watch that because Ohio State needs that as part of their some kind of competition that they should have that isn't really in that half of the division because there's nobody else in that division. I was breaking to you right now. There's Michigan probably not. Harbaugh will find a way to lose a game or two, so they're probably not a team. Maryland, nope. Michigan State, nope. Michigan State, yeah. What you had a couple years ago, forget it. You're not going to be back there for a while. Indiana, nope. And Rutgers, nope. The Vanderbilt of the Big Ten. On the other side of the coin, it's even worse. You got Nebraska, no. We'll talk about the Nebraska-Wisconsin game in a minute. Wisconsin, to me again, they're kind of like the Penn State Georgia-ish type thing. There's a 45% chance Wisconsin's a team. Minnesota, nope. Illinois, nope. Northwestern, nope. Purdue, nope. Iowa, nope. Again, this is pitiful. Not even really a conference, probably. These are the two strongest conferences. It's just it's almost just like let's just pass on the year pretty soon. The conference picture is not pretty. So let's talk just for a second about Wisconsin, Nebraska. I gotta thank the local Nebraska fandom and radio stations because when I drive back and forth to the airport, which is about the only time I'm home, and I'm listening to the local Nebraska people talk because it's all they talk about here 24 hours a day is Nebraska football. When they talk about this game, this is a conversation they were having for about an hour. And it was just the hour I was listening. So I'm sure they were talking about it even more. They were making the case and optimistically were thinking here's their path to winning the West, which just basically involved beating Wisconsin, which, by the way, they said was a lock if Tanner Lee didn't throw any interceptions. So, Nebraska fans, here's how delusional they are. They think a win over Wisconsin is a lock, a certainty, if Nebraska's quarterback doesn't throw any interceptions. They beat Wisconsin. They figure they will probably lose to Ohio State, which would give them, I think their path was they were going to end up with 2 losses in the Big Ten, and Wisconsin was going to lose one more game, and then head to head, they would have beat Wisconsin. So Nebraska, in their mind, a practical reality end ups to the season is Nebraska winning the West. Oh, that's funny to me. And it's exactly why I do this blog. All right. So, not a game. You got Michigan State. No, I don't know. Michigan State just feels completely irrelevant, like I talked about when I went over the Big Ten. And again, the West Coast, there's no teams or games worth even talking about out West. I should probably just shut this thing down because there's never any games, never any teams. But I I had the privilege of the honor of spending a couple days with friend of the program, Larry Little, who's helped advise me and is a big Auburn fan. So the SEC is probably not a fan of some of my analysis of the SEC. But I ran into Larry, and Larry asked me a question. So I'm introducing a new feature to that kind of game called I don't know what it's called, but basically it's questions from the public. So Larry, what do you got for me?
So I have a question, and I need an answer to this question. And I know Brad the Sage, or maybe the committee, maybe you guys could help, the advisory committee. Here it is. It's keeping me up at night. Here's the question. Can two teams who are not teams actually play a game? So can there be a game by two teams when neither one of the teams are teams? I don't know.
Larry, that is a great question. Can there be a game between two teams that are not teams? It's a great question. And the answer is yes. There can be a game between two teams that are not teams. Here's the deal. It would have to transcend conference and regional boundaries. So what comes to mind? Like Army-Navy, especially if we were like in a national pride type situation and are like under some kind of duress, absolutely Army-Navy would be a game. And Army-Navy, they're not teams. And then, like, after the hurricane, I talked about, look, if any game is a game, if it like helps you get past the stuff that's going on in your life, like hurricanes and natural disasters or things that are going on, those are games. I'm behind those things being healing moments. They have to transcend the regional and conference boundaries, though. That's what it is, and it's possible, but those kind of circumstances don't align all that often, so it doesn't happen very frequently. But yes, Larry, the answer is there can be a game between two teams that are not two teams. There, that's all I got. Week 6. So far, just not a very exciting season. That's all I got. See ya.